KH-TV.COM. What are you looking at?
People all the time ask me, Chris Wise, how do you be so saintly? And I say, just like that.
No, Chris. More Texas, man. More theme.
Well, jalapeno.
I'm Chris Wise, and today I'm bringing the crawl to the oldest craft brewery in the state of Texas. We're at Saint Arnold's, and we're going to tour the hallowed halls, look at where they cask the beer, look at their events, and meet some great people. So follow me and get ready to crawl.
I'm Chris Wise, and this is Texas. Home to an ever-growing number of world-class breweries, wineries, and distilleries. I travel the state, meeting people, touring facilities, enjoying events, and sampling plenty of product. Usually, a crawl will last a street, but everything's bigger in Texas. We crawl the state, someday, maybe the world. So let's gas up the Chevy, pack a bag, and get ready to crawl. Friends, I said it in Galveston, the crawl was coming to Saint Arnold's, and it happened. Prayers aren't answered, they do come true. Sometimes.
We're going over here and talk to Michael. He's going to give us a quick tour of the facility, tell us how things go. Come on. Michael, what is this thing?
This is actually our grain elevator. What it does is it's taking the malts that are down on the first floor on the far side of the building, and it's transporting them from there up to our above our mash tun where the mill is, and it'll mill the grain and crush it, and so we can access the starch.
Release the flavors.
Absolutely.
And let it go. All right, let's go inside.
This right here is our mash tun. The grains right before getting milled are right above this tank right here.
That's where they come in from the pipe.
They come in from the pipe, they come down here and they get hit with 150 degree water, temperature water, and comes into this kettle, heats up, boils, add some hops. It's the first stage of our brewing process.
Wow.
The second kettle, this is our lauter tun. Essentially what happens here is this tank has a false bottom, and what will happen is that the wort liquid will seep through the bottom and leave all the spent grains behind. This vessel is called our whirlpool, and what happens here is after it's done with the boil, they transfer all the wort into this tank. It spins around real quick to collect all the particulates and proteins and all the things that coagulate during the process, to get those out before we have to send it down into our fermenters.
Another straining process, right? Get it all there. All right, great. All right, so we're down here in the tank farm. And what is this thing over here that you have?
This little guy is this is our 5-gallon test brew system. What will happen is the brewers will come down here maybe once a week, and this is where we do a test batch to see if it's something that we want to put in the mainstream. This is our boiler. It's where all our hot water is kept for the brewery.
Wow. Now, how many gallons are these things?
These big guys, they're 240 barrels, and there's about 32 barrels in a keg, or there's 32 gallons in a keg. So 32 times 240 is quite a lot.
No man can do that without a calculator, but that's a lot of beer.
All these guys this is our filtering system. We have a centrifuge and then a DE filter. What will happen is after fermentation, we'll empty them out of these tanks. We'll go over into our centrifuge and it'll spin around and get all the rest of the particulates that have settled during the fermentation process. And then we run it through our inline filter as well. And right after that, it'll go into these big tanks. These are our bright tanks. And this is actually where the beer gets charged with CO2, carbonate. After carbonation, this is all production. This is where bottling and kegging happens.
So about how many kegs a day can you guys produce?
It just depends on if they're doing slims or half barrels.
How many gallons? Is it 5 gallons in a slim?
Yeah, it's about 5 gallons for a slim because it's a third of a half a keg.
Okay. And then this is where the magic happens right here.
This is where all the kegging gets done, is this little area right here.
I floated plenty of kegs, if you can imagine, but I never seen one get filled, flipped, and carried away with a crane.
So this is bottling. It all starts right over here. You get a stack of bottles. It'll go into this machine called the depalletizer. And from there, they get put on a conveyor and go around the room. First stop will be the filling machine, where the bottles get rinsed out, sanitized, filled with beer, and then capped. And then they move on to the labeler, where they get labeled. Neck labels, front-facing labels, and over to our packaging machine, where the machine will actually pick them up and put them into 6-packs and then into a case box.
Wow. We'll be right back.
Come on out to the Big Brew destination. It's October 20th to the 26th at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Tickets go on sale February 17th. See you there.
Where you at? Where you gon' be?
Where you at? Where you at? Where you gon' be?
Where you at?
KH-TV.com. What are you looking at?
Let's go check out the barrel room. What?
Can you believe this morning they had over 250 barrels in this room, and this is just what's left?
Tell us, when you walk in, you notice right away the aromas. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of different barrels in here, and each one has a different aroma to it. You know, you get the bourbon aromas like the vanillas and the tobacco, sort of almost spicy cinnamon, and then we have those rum barrels that are sitting over there with the pumpkinator in it. That, I mean, you get pumpkin pie, you get molasses, and a lot of high sweetness. When we do something that goes into the barrels, we want to make sure that it's full production. It's not going to be 2 barrels, so you have to be in the right spot at the right time in order to get it. Hopefully, we have enough in bottles that you can get it at any bar that you go to, any really good, proper craft beer bar.
Yeah. And how long can some of these actually stay in a barrel?
Most of them will stay in for at least a year. But the beer will tell you when it's ready to
And you
come
just
out.
taste it, and when you quit getting what you want out of it, it comes out of the barrel. And it's
Yes, yeah. Here, I'll show you how we actually sample it today. You look, you have to get really close, but there's a nail in each one of these barrels.
Oh.
So what you do is you pull the nail out, you put a cup underneath it, put the nail back and taste it and see where in the process, where in the conditioning of the barrel it is. So all the barrels are filled downstairs, but they are actually, everything is pulled out of it upstairs. Over here in the corner, we'll bring up one of those racks of 2. It'll sit right here, and we have just a cane that goes into the barrel, and it flows through these pipes right here, which go down to the very bottom.
We saw them run all over the place.
So it goes down to that pipe work. So once you get the siphon going, it just pulls it all down. So it's super easy to do.
Wow.
You want to see something really cool? I'm going to show you the secret of Saint Arnold.
I like secrets. Let me see it.
Nothing's going to happen until you finish that beer.
Okay.
Now wait.
That's the best miracle ever.
Happens all the time.
What else could you want for after all those tasty beers? They're huge. Look at those burgers, fresh fries and fixins'. This is waiting for you right here at Saint Arnold's. I'm Chris Wise, and today I was a mere pilgrim in the hallowed halls of the Saint Arnold Brewery. I got to drink some great beer, eat some good food, meet some awesome people, witness the miracle, and I was one of the first to try the brand new Bishop's 5. So, thanks for watching. Continue to crawl. And next time on The Crawl. Come on, brother, roll another. Everybody smoke them up. Everybody get high, 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 high. Once again, grab a cake and grab a cup, and everybody get up, and everybody's getting drunk. Everybody's spinning round. Once again, little children, you should